What's good, people? My name is Jess, and welcome to my channel. As you guys have read from the title, I will be talking about my second day of the MSC World America cruise. So on this day, it was we were at sea for the second day of the cruise, and we were able to explore the cruise and all that stuff. So we went to this really cool deck, and we got to go into a coffee shop, ice cream area, and they had a candy shop as well, so we were able to go in there, and they had like different areas where you can go and take pictures and do all that stuff, and it was really cool. And so as you keep walking through, they have an area called the Speakeasy, and so this little telephone booth, like what you would see in England. Basically, like if you have a token, you'll be able to get into the telephone booth, and it'll lead you to this area called the speakeasy, and you'll be able to get drinks, food, etc. And there might be like a little show or something. And then the ship has like a spa area as well as a gym. So I didn't get to see those areas, but if you've ever been on a cruise before, you will know that they have those as options that you can go and do. And then they have some areas for the kids, like water parks, and they had a rope course area, as well as like basketball and stuff. So you had different things that you can do, and so at sea I was able to go and explore those different areas, and the ship was really interesting. It was one of their newest ship in that particular cruise line that they had. So based off of that ship, it was pretty big, and where my room was, you could see out onto one of the decks, and you can see different activities that was going on. Sometimes you can see like a show, you can see like the lights and stuff. They also have like a slide that goes from the top deck all the way down, and so I was able to go on that as well, so that was really cool. And a lot of the areas, if you wanted to do like extra stuff, you have to pay more money to be able to do those extra things, or you won't be able to do those extra things. So like, for example, if you wanted to get coffee at the coffee shop, you have to pay extra for that. If you wanted to go to the sports bar, you had to pay extra to go to the sports bar, or to get candy from the candy shop. So the only thing that I was able to do was when I went into the coffee shop that they had there, I took some pictures there, but I wasn't able to get any coffee because you had to pay extra to be able to get that, or you had to have like a certain package to be able to get those those drinks. And then with the candy shop, as cool as it was, we were able to go in there, and they have like different areas within the candy shop where you can take pictures and do all of that. And it was just really cool how they decorated it. They had like pictures on the wall with like different treats on there, like donuts and ice cream and whatnot. And then like when you go out to like another area, they have like this like strip of like neon rainbow lights and stuff. And I took some pictures there. And then they had like a teacup as well as some other areas um, there. So it was just really cool. And like you walk out to like another area, so like when you walk out of the candy shop, you take like a little U-turn to the other side, and you're basically on at the back of the ship because that's how they have it. They have it at the back of the ship, so we were able to see like the water rippling out from like, the engine and stuff. So when you're coming out of the candy shop, you see like there's like more areas where you can take pictures and stuff, and they have like this really cool like play thing where they have like these little candy sticks and stuff, and then they have another area where well, within that area actually within that little like clump, I guess you can say, is like where they had like a little fluffy spiral um like a fluffy spiral marshmallow thing. And so I took pictures right there because I was like, oh, this looks really cool. So I took some, and then so like a lot of the decorations that they had were candy related, and so it was just really cool. And then I got a sample, but like if you ask the people for a sample, they'll only give you one piece. You have to know that if you're gonna go and get any candy, that it will only be one piece if you're not gonna buy any of the candy that's there. And then what else? It's like a really cool floor on the ship, like on on World World Embassy World America. They have on deck 6 an area where you can go and get like burgers, fries, pizzas, etc. You go in there and it's like a little like 80s vibe experience. You walk in there and then they have like a line on one side where you can get like pizzas and burgers and hot dogs and stuff, and they have another line where you can get just pizza and stuff. And so on that same floor they have stairs that leads to the other floor. And so they have like different restaurants that are extra if you decide to go and do that, but you have to make a reservation to be able to go and eat there. So they have like sushi, Italian, Mexican, those types of restaurants. But and then they have an area where you can walk around and see like it was called the gin, and you walk in there and like there's like a wall where it has like different people on it, and so like it tells you like the history basically behind those people. And so when you walk there, it will lead you to the other side of that same strip. So that was really cool. So they had like different like hidden walkways within there, and then they had this really cool bar area I picked it, but I did not get any of the stuff that was there. Just because you have to pay extra to get any drink or anything like that from any of the bars. So I was like, nah, I won't do that. I'll just go in there and I'll just peek in and just see that area. And they have like spiral stairs, which was really cool. There and the chandelier was really cool. One of the days it was clear, like the chandelier would be clear, and then another day it was red, white, and blue. So I saw that and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then they have like these different characters that come out, and so I took two pictures with two of the characters that I saw that I thought was really cool. So I was like, why not? So I took pictures with them, and yeah, so they had and eventually we went to where they have the lunchroom, and the lunchroom area um they have like there's like two different like areas where you can get food. So like you can get food in the main um the lunchroom, or you can go to like the pool deck area and get lunch there. And they serve like the same thing there, but like the main lunchroom has like if you get there for breakfast, they would serve breakfast, and then they would close down, and then they would get things prepared for lunch, and then they would open back up for lunch, and then they would close down again, and then if you decide not to go to like your normal dinner area, then you would go to the lunchroom and you would get dinner there, and they serve whatever they have available that's there. And yeah, so I felt like it was really cool being there. I didn't get to do all of the different activities that was there, but it was just really cool being able to see some of the activities that you can be involved in there. Um, they have a kids club, a teen club, and yeah, that's basically it. They have an area for babies where they put like the babies in a nursery, and whoever is there would take care of your baby while you go off and do whatever, and then come back. And so um, I wasn't able to check out that area, but they also have another area where you can do bumper cars as well as doing the basketball, and they have where you can play with Legos. And so like they have all of these really cool things. So like an at sea day, what that means is when you're on a cruise, if you've never been on one, basically what that means is that you take the day to explore the entire ship as much as possible before you go on to another port or to your first port or whatever. So basically you take advantage of that and you just go and see around and explore and just do as much of the activities as possible. So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell everything that the ship offers. They do have people that do musical instruments, where they play like music with their instruments and stuff. And they also have, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, they also have theaters where you can watch different shows and stuff. they do recommend that you make a reservation beforehand to go and see the show, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But if you do, then that means that you'll be able to reserve a seat when the time comes for that show. If you don't book for that show, but you just come in anyway, then you might not get a seat. So that's all that it is. But anyways, the shows there are pretty good. So if you guys choose to do that, make sure that you take advantage of the shows that they have there as well. And yeah, so this is everything that MSC World America cruise ship has to offer. And so if you do book to go on this cruise, I would highly recommend these options that I mentioned. And if you do choose to go to some of these restaurants that they have, make sure you book a reservation beforehand. And then if you go to like any of the bars, make sure that you have their drink package to be able to do that. And if you don't, then you would have to just observe from afar and just move on, you know? But there's a lot of different areas on the ship that you can go and do free, that you don't have to worry about paying extra and all that stuff. But there's certain areas where you have to do that because they just want, extra money. And they not just extra money, but like they just want extra money, So yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's basically everything so far. And yeah, so like I said before, if y'all wanting to book your next vacation on an MSC cruise ship, because this was my second MSC trip that I have done. And this one was their newest one in their cruise line. And so if y'all choose to do this one, make sure y'all do tons of research to figure out what package y'all want to do and all that stuff. So yeah, I think that's it. And yeah, so I will definitely be seeing you guys next time. Make sure you look out for my upcoming videos. Yes, make sure you look out for my upcoming videos because I am doing my best to put out videos for you guys. The best, videos that I think that y'all would like. So if y'all have any recommendations or anything like that y'all would like to see, make sure y'all put that in the comments so that I can be able to see your recommendations on videos that y'all are interested in wanting to see. Yeah, so without further ado, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. And I'll see you guys next